And so I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to go to America.
So I'm on the way to the airport for a very special reason. Imabel is flying in, and this is very exciting because it's her first time in the United States. Hi!
Hi! Oh my God, I'm here now! I'm glad finally I'm seeing you again after getting stuck in China.
Imabel, welcome to America.
Thank you. I'm happy to be in America.
With your bodyguard?
I know.
It's a good buffet.
I love going to buffets, and I'm glad Lance is taking us here.
Well, maybe your last, considering you're getting ready to get on Delta. You know what Delta stands for, don't you?
What?
Don't ever leave the airport.
Thank you so much.
It's her first day in America. She just got in like less than an hour ago.
Welcome.
That's wonderful.
Welcome.
That's roast beef. Thank you.
See, that's roast beef. It's actually not dog for a change.
So this is your first meal in America.
First meal in America.
You'll have to tell us if it's any good. This is my first time having tacos since I got back. Hometown buffet tacos. Not even the best taco place, but oh well, I'll enjoy them. So for years I've been telling Imabel that we have this great buffet in America, Hometown Buffet. It's really good and really cheap. Well, it's no longer that cheap, and it's no longer very good. So sorry, you must have had better expectations.
I still like the food. I like the roast beef, and I'm gonna try the fried chicken. So far I like it.
Trust me, it used to be a lot better.
Yeah, it's not as good as yours.
But we appreciate you taking us here.
Yeah.
Maybe you should put someone in a headlock with those big arms for the cook, the chef. All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
They actually have Wi-Fi on this flight, but it's crazy expensive. Our flight got in late, and we're trying not to miss our other one.
I should not miss it just like when we missed it in China.
I don't want her to be stuck after this long travel. We ran.
Not kid around.
We didn't want to spend the night here.
I was just stranded in China last night, so I don't want that to happen.
It's different in Minnesota.
I know.
No, but wish I was in China. You guys are welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. All right.
Of course. Glad you made it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That was a rough one, but Imabel, are you glad that we made it?
I'm glad we made it because I thought I would be stranded again. But it won't be bad if we get stranded here. I don't know if they'll give us a hotel just like last night for me, but if they won't, it's better to be here right now.
So this is the airport in Bismarck. It's a very small airport, but very clean, very nice, very easy to get in and out of. What about the pterodactyls? You like the ceiling, didn't you notice there's pterodactyls up there? What do you think of this weather, Imabel? It's like the mid-50s out here.
Mid-50s Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that is in Celsius, but this is feeling cold, very cold to me.
So my mom and dad aren't here, and this is very not like them at all. Are you wondering where mom and dad are?
Yes.
Well, I have a theory about this. Because you were late when they flew into the Philippines, now maybe my dad is doing this as payback. I had a feeling he might do something like this. See how you like it.
I don't think he will do that.
Hey, where were you guys?
She pulled an Imabel.
Yeah.
She fell asleep. We left you stranded in a foreign country, but at least you guys speak the language.
Well, we thought it's that you did it on purpose because Imabel was late picking you up in Manila, so we thought this was payback.
I didn't want to do that while she fell asleep. See, I went to bed and I was sleeping, and then she wakes up, Gary, it's 11:34. You're lucky she didn't stay asleep. I think what happened, she said the cat jumped on her lap.
Oh.
So, otherwise we might still be sleeping. Kelly was at our house, her and her husband, for supper, and I said, I'm gonna go get I'm gonna get a big hug from Imabel today. Hey, well, we didn't mean to be late, but Mom pulled an Imabel. We left you stranded in a foreign country, but at least you speak the language, which is more than we did when we
She was stranded in a foreign country last night.
Diane fell asleep.
It's okay.
Well, she stayed up. I went to bed to get some sleep.
Hi, Mom.
Diane was saying, Gary, it's 11:34.
Oh, I've been up since 3, whatever.
She said, the cat, I said, well, how did you wake up? We could still be here sleeping. She said, the cat jumped on her lap. So you can thank Macy that we're here.
Macy.
Or we might still be laying there sleeping.
It's very nice. I'm excited to get inside. Yeah, thank you for waking up there. I am feeling cold, but I can still have fun today here in Bismarck, North Dakota. The streets are nice. The houses are nice here too. It's quiet compared to the Philippines, but it's very, very beautiful. Someday you can visit here with God's grace.
So Imabel, did you sleep okay in this room? Is it suitable for you?
I had a very good sleep and I had nice dreams.
This is actually not my childhood bedroom. This was my brother's bedroom when he lived here. But it's an interesting room. We have some of my dad's artwork there. My dad does like Japanese anime style these days. He didn't used to do that. There's another one he did as Superman. And here, this picture of the birds. He did that, that's some of his older artwork. That's actually a picture that he did of me and my brother if we were birds. I'm the blue one. And we got this big fish up here. My brother actually caught this fish when he was in high school, and this was either a state record or it was like the closest to the state record, like second. Oh, and here's something pretty interesting. My dad actually shot this deer and killed it when he was in high school. So that's how old this guy is. And here's something that's pretty interesting. This thing is a pheasant. And my dad says he thinks my grandfather shot this before my dad was even born. So this pheasant, this guy, he would be over 70 years old. He looks good for his age. So this is Imabel's first time trying venison sausage. Venison is deer. So who shot this deer? Dad, Grandpa. Okay.
Wow.
Shot by my grandfather. So we're gonna see if his handiwork is any good.
This is very good. This tastes better than the other sausages that I've tried.
So it's a first for Imabel, getting to try venison sausage. She's heard a lot about it. My grandpa, of course, is a huge hunter. He lives for hunting and fishing. So this is all natural stuff, homemade basically, very good stuff.
It's very lean. You used to eat that to make weight in wrestling.
Whoa. Is she light, Dad?
Not bad, not bad. I think I could still carry her over the threshold.
Getty, I bet you don't remember my son Travis.
Hi.
No.
How
And
are
this
you?
is my daughter-in-law, Imabel. This is Betty Snyder. I made a child. Many.
You taught her child?
Yes, many years ago. He's 31 now.
Oh, he's 31, so that was a while ago when she taught him.
He turned out pretty good though, I have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you credit any of that to her?
Oh, absolutely. You bet.
This is her first time in Walmart. She's new to the United States.
Oh my goodness,
She's greeting people at Walmart, so make sure you give her a great greeting.
Yeah.
Not just to Walmart, but to the United States.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So what do you think of so far?
Oh, I'm loving it.
Good. That's awesome.
So Imabel, this is your first time in a Walmart. How was it?
I enjoy shopping here.
Hi.
It's Imabel.
Nice to meet you. I'm Scott. Travis's cousins.
Yeah, it's Dennis.
How do you do? What's your name?
Imabel.
Imabel. Nice to meet you.
Good to see you again.
Nephew.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hey Joe. Linda.
Yeah. This is Linda. Imabel. It's Imabel.
That's my little sister.
This is Imabel.
Nice to meet you.
Alex.
How you doing? Good.
I recognize you.
This is my uncle Butch. This is my mother's youngest. My mother's youngest brother. He was almost like a big brother to me because he was my uncle, the closest in age to me. We used to go over to Mandan and make all them swords and have sword fights on the hill and try to break each other's swords. But I do remember I was the champion. I don't remember.
Hi, nice to meet you. I've heard lots of good things about you. Yeah.
Everybody asks me if I'm his son. Everybody, do we look like?
I've been wondering about you. I was thinking of calling today. Did they get in last night? I expected
They got in last night.
And of course,
We've made it with some difficulties. We had some difficulties, but we made it.
Yeah.
well, that's all those difficulties. They're done, doesn't it?
Yeah. You're on video.
She's prettier tonight.
Well, that's true. Imabel, that is like a popular soup in North Dakota that you get. It's called nifla soup. Those balls in there, those are dough.
Okay.
It's really popular with my family.
I'm excited to try it.
This is good.
I can't really compare it to any soup I've tried.
Unique. It's kind of unique.
What am I doing?
Smile.
Am I supposed to make a mean face?
That's Grandpa when he was young. So this is Bill, this is my grandfather's brother, and something that you were telling me that's quite interesting was your brother spent some time in a country that I used to live in. Your brother was in the Philippines. Tell me about that.
Okay, my brother Ed was in the Navy. This was during World War II, and he was stationed in the Philippines. And it so happened that Rock Hudson, before he was the movie star, was also stationed in the Philippines. They were in the Navy, the United States Navy. And they got to know each other, and they got to be, I guess, reasonably good friends. And I remember watching a documentary on Rock Hudson. This was, what, a number of years ago. And there was a close-up shot of Rock Hudson and some of his Navy buddies standing on the beach in the Philippines in their swimming suits. They zoomed in and there was a close-up shot, and I was looking just to make sure to see if my brother was in that shot, and sure enough, there he was on the right-hand side of the picture. And I thought, I better take a good look to make sure that's really my brother Ed. So they repeated it shortly after I watched it the second time. That was my brother Ed. There's another sort of anecdotal thing that my sister Frances told me. I think this happened right about the same time back in Los Angeles. One time on a Sunday morning, my brother Ed brought Rock Hudson, this was after Rock Hudson was a star now, over to the house, to Ed's house, and my mother made pancakes, served pancakes for my brother and Rock Hudson. And I think after that, my brother Rock Hudson kind of fell out of touch.
I really can't pick out a favorite uncle because I think about this uncle. Well, I really like him because of this, and I like this uncle really because of that. So I can't really say I like him better than this one, you know. Same for my aunts. Look, he wants to take a picture of us and show how short I am.
Yeah, we got Shorty over here.
Yeah, Shorty here. He's with the little neighbor girl. He's going to put
the little 16-year-old neighbor girl.
The little neighbor girl. Here's how my
taller than my dad.
Yeah, my dad's just a midget.
She's looking down on Imabel.
I'm a midget.
Imabel comes to this country and she's like,
Look at that.
Imabel comes to the United States and she thinks she's in the land of the giants. Well, I'm barefoot, so you're cheating. You have shoes on, but it's like It's almost embarrassing. People are gonna think I'm short if they see a picture of us together.
See that? Ta-da! We're getting inside.
My garden?
Yes.
And look at what they're eating.
I'm eating strawberries.
Yeah, I like the strawberries here. The strawberries here taste better
you better
than
hurry up and grab some or I'm gonna have them all eaten.
in the Philippines.
She's probably, besides my mom and my wife, my daughter's the most special woman in my life ever. So that's it.
We're at Cathedral Church and grade school. It's a Catholic church and Catholic school. I went to grade school here when I was a kid.
I know, unfortunately, we're here for a funeral, the funeral of his mother, my grandmother.
Ask ourselves, is there something I'm putting off that I would want to really do? If this is my last day, to live the way I always wanted to live, but I put it off. Our sister Adeline has gone to her rest in the peace of Christ. May the Lord now welcome her to the table of God's children in heaven. Lord Jesus Christ, by your own 3 days in the tomb, you hallowed the graves of all who believe in you. And so you made the grave a sign of hope that promises resurrection, even as it claims our mortal bodies. Grant that our sister may sleep here in peace until you awaken her to glory. For you are the resurrection and the life. Then she will see you face to face, and in your light will see light, and know the splendor of God. For you live and reign forever and ever. Amen.
The special thing is she had a great heart and she loved everybody and treated them that way.
She was a lady and a very spiritual person. She loved her brothers and sisters, and she was always wanting to guide them in some way.
Yeah. She was wonderful. She's the best RN that ever lived.
She always made me feel good about me. And she was a good person.
She just always responded to you in an excited way. So if you got up in the morning and Grandpa went ice fishing and she was frying fish in the morning, she was up taking care of things for everybody and just pretty easygoing about it and matter of fact and taking care of business, but like ready to laugh and ready to share some good news. When I think of Grandma, I just loved her with all my heart. She was such a wonderful, sweet person. And also super tough. I mean, I don't know, she went through a lot and she just handled it all with such grace, and I'm really gonna miss her.
She was a very patient person. Very patient, and she really took care of me because Mom and Dad were tired of taking care of all the other 14 kids. And so it kind of fell onto Adeline's shoulders. And as far as I'm concerned, she did a great job.
I spent a lot of time with her. She would babysit me like after school or when my mom and dad were working, and she paid total attention to me. You know, when I was with her, that's all she was concerned about, and like most grandkids, or a lot of grandkids, as the oldest grandkid, you might say she spoiled me.
She was really a wonderful grandmother, and every wrestling match I had, she was always there. She was always very supportive of any activity that I was involved with, but the really special memories I think that I have of Grandma, the most special, we used to go out on these little dates where she would take me out to lunch and we'd just sit and talk, and she would ask me what's going on with my life. I spent so much time around Grandma that I'm really very blessed to have gotten to spend that time with her and get to know such a wonderful person. Not all of her relatives are that lucky, but I'm very appreciative that I got to spend so much time with her. Don't step there.
Oh, there. Oh, no.
Baby's coming towards us.
Boy, that's a huge
Come here.
This is the zoo in Bismarck, and it's a very nice zoo. It's privately owned, and they get donations and from things they sell. In the gift shop, it maintains all this. It's actually a very, very nice place. Well, we finally found horses that are smaller than the horses in the Philippines.
They're cute. Oh, here, can you cut this?
Yeah, I give them a haircut.
That's what makes me.
He won't hurt you.
I'm not used to it, that's why, sorry. But I want to touch it. Actually, it's always noisy at my mom's house because across the street, they're always butchering pigs there.
I think just
They're resting.
I think that one you could ride, Imabel.
Yeah, that's big.
That's a big one, yeah.
That's a draft horse. It's for pulling wagons.
Oh, heavy duty then.
And it's what they used to hitch their farm implements to before they had tractors. You would hitch the plow to one of these.
Now he's showing off to you, Travis. Oh yeah, I do.
They're fighting. They're fighting. They're fighting. And they're snorting. They're fighting and snorting at the same time.
I think they're just
Oh, goodness. Oh, oh.
Headlock, huh?
That's how strong they are.
And this is another kind of animal I'm so thrilled to meet in person. Look at them, they're so cute.
Oh, look at you kissing.
Don't get your head bit off by the lion while you're getting a drink.
He's my friend.
See, Imabel, in this country you can actually drink the water straight out of the faucet.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty good. That's your girl, huh?
Yeah, my dark-haired girl. I love those girls with black hair. I can't resist them. Gotta give her a little bit of attention. I can hear a little bit of a purr when I do this.
Owned by the state penitentiary. And they just spent how many millions fixing this up?
I don't know.
50-some million or something? And we'll go buy our brand new jail. We have a brand new jail that's still being finished. It's gonna hold what, 535 prisoners or something like that?
Sounds like a good place to be away from.
And you know, if they build a jail like that, they gotta fill it up. They can't build a big brand new building with room for 500 prisoners and then not put anybody in it. It's supposed to be done June 1st, but I think they already got people locked in there. Holds over 500 prisoners.
Looks nice.
Plus we got the prison. Now here you can't really build on. This is slough land. They can't build on this, I don't think.
What's slough land?
Well, water, mud, you know, water drains in here. This is soft. I don't think anybody will build it. What they can do with land like this, they make parks and things, because you can't build it. And they need it for when you have snow and rain and stuff.
So Imabel, you want to know where my mom teaches. This is it.
Yeah, it's nice to see a school where mom teaches. The kids are not just here because they're done with their school.
And you used to teach too. You used to teach too. What did you teach?
I taught English and other communication subjects to college students.
So this is going to be the classroom where you teach next year, Mom.
Yep, this is going to be my desk. You can see I'm trying to get things organized. I have all my stuff over there that I have to put away. The table has to be put away.
This is a nice room. It is a very nice room compared to a public.
This is one of the oldest schools in the state. How old is this school? 140 or?
A little over 140 years, this room. And right before I came here, they had outhouses. You didn't have bathrooms inside.
This was a school before North Dakota was a state.
Yeah.
I think this drinking fountain was here when I visited when I was a kid.
It was here. Yeah.
Still works though.
There's over 5,000 books in here for the kids to check out.
5,000 in this little room.
And they complain, we don't have enough books. For 60 kids, I think I have plenty of books.
Look at the presidents. They even got Trump on there. This thing's updated. This is all the presidents. This is Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president of the United States. He spent a lot of time in western North Dakota and credits North Dakota with helping him become the man he was. He was a real macho guy. He was interested in wrestling and judo. He credits a lot of his time in North Dakota for helping him become the man he became.
I haven't been here for many years, but when I was a little kid, I'd come here in the summertime when my mom would work and get things ready, and I would play here.
This is very nice. It's very comfortable, it's very nice, it's big, and they have all the resources they need.
So this is the church where my grandfather went to. He wasn't that religious, but this was the closest church to him, and in those days, churches were like really a very social thing. They did a lot of social events. There wasn't any bars around or anything out there or any other interesting places, so if you want to socialize, you had to go to your church.
This is my father, Lynn, from 1917 to 1994. My mother, Rose.
This is your great-grandfather's grave, Travis. Joseph.
It's very beautiful. The scenery is so relaxing.
Well, it's wide open, a lot of prairie land, and in a lot of places like here, like over there at the horizon, you can see for miles. A lot of places, you know, they can't see like this. Surprises a lot of people when they come here, especially from states that are heavily populated. You go out here, there's all this open space. That's why we don't have to build skyscrapers. We've got lots of land.
This green grass stuff, this green, that's our farmland. And it probably ends here where it's green. So what you're looking out here, Emma Bell, this part, see over there, it's not green. I think that's the end of our land. From this, all this green stretch here, that's what we own. We rent this out because we have to pay taxes on it. The government always charges you. Every year we owe tax. But we make a little bit. We don't charge him as much as we probably could. In the old days, when the West wasn't settled, they gave people free land. In other countries, they weren't used to that.
Oh my God, I was about to step right there and I saw that guy.
It's coming towards us.
It's coming after us. Oh my goodness.
Baby, it's coming towards us. Come here. That really wants to go out towards us.
I don't know what kind, it looks pretty big.
Oh no, that's a bull snake.
Is that poisonous?
No, they eat rattlesnakes and stuff. I think that's a bull snake. Boy, is that a big one. That's a huge one. They can bite. They kill rattlesnakes, I guess.
Careful.
I'm looking for rattles. See, I don't see any rattles. I could grab his tail and...
No!
If you're brave enough to grab him, go for it.
No.
Most snakes can't come back if you grab the tip of the tail and you hold it up. They can't lift themselves up.
Yeah,
I think mamas can. Mamas are one of the poison snakes.
Don't touch it.
You don't want me to... Oh, there he goes. He's going.
Hide.
That sucker's got to be about a 6-footer. That's a huge snake. There's probably some rattlesnakes in them because for the winter they burrow down in them holes to keep warm and hibernate over the winter. You find snake dens in there. If they dig them up, you'll find snakes.
Emma Bell, you want to know what a moose is? This is a moose.
Oh. That's grouse.
I think Grandma's put some of those in chili before.
I only know partridges like for the printer. Cartridge.
Oh. You've never heard of the Partridge Family, the TV show?
No. That one's cute. No, that one I don't like. What is
this is a beaver. This is what they were talking about. That's a beaver.
Oh, I just want the
See its flat tail back there?
Oh! It flaps on the water. So that's a beaver, huh?
That's a beaver. That's a bobcat. Yeah. Touch and feel.
Ooh.
Maybe it's labeled. Deer.
Deer. Wow.
Bear.
That's their natural skin.
I think this is from a grizzly. How long have you been hunting?
All my life.
So, close to 90 years?
Years?
Yeah.
Well, since I've been big enough to set a gopher trap. See, and that could be like 85 years ago or so. A deer, we have a lottery system. Antelope, we have a lottery system.
And that's what you're doing here, you're applying for?
Now I just turned in my deer application. Now they will have a drawing sometime probably next month in June, and I'll find out whether I get a permit or not. If I don't get a permit, I can't go deer. I can go bow hunting. You do not have to get drawn for bow hunting for deer. You can buy your deer license for that.
And do you still go bow hunting?
No, I can't do that anymore. I can't climb trees anymore.
Oh, because you can't climb trees anymore, yeah.
I would if I could, and I probably couldn't even pull the bow back anymore. I shot a 60-pound bow when I did.
Wow.
You know, and I bagged my bow deer every year for 34 years.
Wow.
And those deer were, well, they were all bucks except maybe 5 or 6 of them. And then I did shoot a bobcat with a bow. I guess I was the first hunter in the state to ever bag a bobcat with the bow. And Game and Fish took a picture of me and my bobcat and put it on the cover of North Dakota Outdoors magazine, which they put out. And that cat was a pretty big cat. It weighed 38 pounds. After I got into bow hunting for a few years, if I would have had to make a choice between bow hunting for deer or rifle hunting, I'd have given bow hunting the up without hesitation. It's much more sporting, it's much more exciting. There's much more pleasure derived when you succeed. I mean, it's like anything else. The more pride you have in succeeding at doing something depends on how difficult it is to do. And the more difficult it is to do, to be successful, the greater the pleasure or the joy, you might say, in getting it done.
But you're a very good shot with a rifle and a shotgun.
I have always been considered a very excellent shot with either one.
But I also understand that you taught shooting in the military from a plane, and you were pretty good at that when you taught.
No, I didn't retaught. I didn't teach shooting as specialty. Most of the time when I was in the military, when I wasn't in training myself, I was an instructor. And this instructor business covered a great area.
Shooting was only part of what you taught.
Shooting and even shooting out of an airplane, the 50 caliber machine guns out of the waist of a B-17, and then shooting and gun out of the turns, belly turned, and then so on, and this and that. Yes. And then we did some practice with a shotgun. That was the most fun at all when I was training with the shotgun, because I wanted more cokes than you can count. I'm a guy that's been hunting all my life, been hunting ducks, and when we got to shoot the shotgun, when I was in training, they had us on the back of a pickup, and they had a frame there made out of metal with a circle that you stood in to keep so you don't fall out, and then they went around a paved track, and they shot clay pigeons out from various angles. See, and you stood there in the back of the pickup. They drove about 30 miles an hour. And then they'd shoot these pigeons out, this angle, everyone was a different angle. And of course I could nail it. I was used to hunting and shooting ducks. The last one seemed to be the most difficult one for everybody. It was one that they shot a clay pigeon out directly at you. Directly at you. They would go up over your head. Well, I was used to shooting ducks that way. And I could nail that all the time. And we did more betting. There was more betting going on there on that last bird than anything else. And I would take any and all bets, and I'd always win. I never missed it because I was so used to shooting ducks that fly right over you. When you shoot at that target, you don't see the target when you're shooting. You come up from the back, you follow the target, line up for left and right, and you pull ahead of it to where you think the proper lead is and squeeze the trigger and shoot. When you're doing that, you don't see your target because your shotgun is blocking it out. It's more kind of a feel thing than a sight thing. because if you get on there now, when your bead hits the target, you keep pulling it ahead at the right distance. It's a kind of a timing thing. You squeeze the trigger, and you did the thing right. And that seemed to be the most difficult one for all these other guys. There were a lot of guys that had never had a gun in their hand in their life, and I practically grew up with one. So these things were picnic for me. And everybody was always betting on this last bird. I would take all bets and I'd always win. You bet 2 bits, you bet a nickel, you bet a bottle of Coke. I bought more Coke, could have given everybody in the whole troop a bottle of Coke and probably still had some left over. That was fun for me. Some people couldn't hit anything. They weren't used to it, they never shot before, they were not used to handling guns. And of course, they had to learn, they didn't know what they're doing, and that takes practice.
We're here in Strasburg, North Dakota. When my great-grandfather moved to the United States, he moved to this small town right here. And today, I'm with my 93-year-old grandfather who grew up right here. So today, we're gonna hang out in Strasburg, North Dakota.
This is where my grandpa lived.
Does this house bring back memories for you?
Well, it certainly does. I was about 13 or 14 years old when Dad bought it. And then we moved into it. We didn't have running water. At that time, the city had no sewer system or any running water. You had to get your water out of well and carry it with pails. Dad bought the house in 1938. And then, of course, I lived here not all that long. Graduated from high school in the spring of '42.
Well, why did you leave?
Well, there was a little thing like World War II. I built this house, I don't know, man, it's many, many, many years ago for Alois Baumgartner, who was the son of my mother's brother. That's a long, long time ago. I don't know, I have no idea what year that was. It's probably 50 years ago, maybe even longer. Didn't take too long because it's a pretty simple structure and it isn't too big. They couldn't afford anything big.
You built this house?
Yes. That's what I was telling him about.
Good to see you. Yeah. I recognized you when I peeked over right away.
How do you like living in the house that my grandpa built?
I love it.
It looks real nice now. It does.
So this is a new flooring that you put in. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. I had to. It's like, yeah, that's the original flooring.
Oh, okay. I guess this is what my grandpa put in then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is nice. I like that.
Pretty good size. Pretty good size rooms. Between this kitchen is really roomy and now a decent sized living room.
How do you like living in Strasburg?
I like it. I like the small town. I like the hunting and fishing.
It's a nice room.
Well, look at the closets.
Original, all the lighting is
Grandpa always used to plan a lot of closets.
Yeah. My grandma
Lots of closets.
my grandma.
So your parents lived here?
My grandma and grandpa. My mother's parents.
They're the ones he built the house for, huh?
Yep.
Your grandparents. Oh wow, you got a stove and everything down here, another kitchen down here. Like I said, this is a whole nother living quarters.
Yeah, this is huge.
It's like I said, an apartment for somebody. They got their own kitchen.
The flooring down here is all original.
This is like the size of a whole house in itself, this basement.
There's a big closet. You know, your kitchen over there, and your living room over here, and the bedroom over here. Yeah, a whole nother family could live down here.
Oh, sorry. Another pantry.
Look at this. Oh, she wouldn't have any homemade pickles in there, would she?
I would.
She does.
I do.
I'm begging. You do pickling. See, girls, that's a lost art. Girls don't know how to make pickles anymore.
Okay, these are from 15.
Thank you.
Wow.
That was worth coming in here for. I get a jar of pickles. These are mine now, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love these. Homemade pickles. You can't buy them in the store.
Oh my God. This is the only strange room. Because that was not there. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
A hot tub.
You could have a whole nother nice little room in here. Set your TV up here, you're in the hot tub watching the game or whatever, you know. And this could be fixed up. There's a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With that hot tub in here, You get in the hot tub, turn the TV on. Oh man.
Choke cherry jelly.
Choke cherry jelly. Oh, we gotta tell Grandpa, he loves choke cherries and that stuff. They used to make all that stuff. He'll be glad we came in the house if we get these treats. And Dad, you know, he builds all those big expensive homes. That's where he said there was nothing special about this house, but pretty nice. This is choke cherry jelly.
Yep, I'm giving it to him.
What do you got there?
What does it look like I got?
Choke cherry jam. Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but I want them to open it and make sure.
I could kiss you for that. My brother Bill. Okay. That's the love of his life. My youngest brother Bill. That's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah,
that choke cherry jam. That's the best. That's the best ice cream topping on this earth. It's the choke cherry.
I have my own gold. I have my own gold. This is one of my loves in my life.
You can see Strasburg, North Dakota, friendly place. They invite you into their home and then you walk away with goodies. She's nice enough to take us to the neighbors.
All those
wow.
Oh man, you're giving these to us?
Yeah.
You cannot buy homemade pickles like this in the store. I like bought pickles, but they're only half as good as something like this, if that. I mean, these are at least twice as good. And girls don't learn this anymore. They don't sew anymore. They don't know how to can anymore. Modern girls, they just go to the store and buy stuff. They don't do this stuff anymore. Thank you. You got to come to a town like this to get the good homemade stuff. Oh. You got to come to a town like Strasburg.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. She wanted to know about cougar. She had some, we had some bought cougar. What kind is it? What
Strawberry rhubarb.
Strawberry rhubarb. Oh my God. You wanted to know, she's from the Philippines, they don't get cougar over there.
Oh,
she wanted to know, what's this cougar stuff we were telling Grandma?
I like it.
You see what these German girls learn?
Thank you.
They learn how to cook, man.
And you make all these dresses?
Yeah.
I make some. This is the one I make.
That's pretty.
Oh man, it's make me thirsty for grape juice. I look at that and I want some grape juice. I think Annabelle would look awesome in that color.
Yep, I think you guys should buy it
for
for
black, with her, I don't know if it'd fit her. Look at that orange dress. Couldn't you see her hosting something in that? Oh, is that beautiful? Look at that waistband on there. I didn't even see that right away. Oh God.
It really looks nice.
Orange and black are like Halloween colors, you know, but because they go together.
Because of her black hair.
Well, yeah, her black hair goes with that color, orange and black. Like I said, A&W root beer shops used to be orange. Beautiful dress.
This is her first week in the United States of America.
Well, welcome.
Thank
so,
you. You liking it so far?
Oh,
I'm loving it.
Especially Strasburg, huh?
Pretty.
She's a dressmaker, this lady, and we saw this dress.
Oh, that is pretty.
So Amabelle's getting the orange dress. Grandpa's paying for half of it. Dad's paying for the other half of it. So thank you guys.
You're welcome.
If he doesn't listen to you, kick his butt, okay?
I will. That orange dress is so beautiful. And I'm surprised because Grandpa, my grandfather-in-law, and my father-in-law decided to buy the dress for me. I'm so like touched. Oh my God.
This church is special. I had my first communion here, and I had my confirmation here, and my mother and dad were both buried here. My brother Jerome is buried here, and brother Jerome and Richard.
You still remember having your first communion here?
Oh yeah. When we went to school, we had catechism. I knew my catechism frontwards and backwards. You know, we had non-teachers. We went to Catholic school, and boy, we had to know that stuff. And what I remember about that is that I never forgot, because I got one of the lickings of my life. The teacher made a mistake, and she put a 65 in red on my report card. And that was supposed to be somebody else's mark. Mine should have been 100 or at least 95. And when I brought that report card home and Dad saw that, I got one of the lickings of my life, and I didn't deserve it. Because the teacher made a mistake and put the wrong mark in the wrong report card. I never forget that licking. Boy, my dad didn't stand for that. I read, Mark, that was enough evidence, bad to kill you, I guess. And I think I almost got killed. Couldn't sit down for a week or two. It's my dad's mother's grave, and this is my sister's. That's my mom and dad's, and this is Angeline's grave. I bought this tombstone here. They never for sure knew my mother's birthday. It was in May. And we think we kind of settled on May 12th, as I remember it. Nobody knew for sure the exact date my mother was born, except that they knew it was May, but on what day. See, Dad died in '89, and Mom died in '95. She lived 6 years, approximately longer than Dad did.
Grandpa, would you say Strasburg was a good place to grow up?
Well, I can't think of a better place. A town like Strasburg, not only Strasburg, but other little towns, especially here in North Dakota. The culture of the people here teaches the correct lessons to their children. They learn that everybody's important, that everybody has to be respected. They respect everybody and everybody respects them. And they learn through example. The example their elders give them, they're the things they need to become an upstanding citizen of this country. So I don't see where you could grow up any place that would be any better than here. Your larger cities, like Chicago and cities of that side, people don't dare go out after dark or walk down to the park for being afraid of getting robbed or beat up or molested in some fashion or another. You don't have to worry about that here. You don't have to lock your car. You don't have to lock your front door. People respect each other and they respect you. And when you grow up with that attitude and that background, you couldn't find a better place in a small town like Strasburg.
And Grandpa, we really appreciate you showing us around, taking the time today, and we hope you guys enjoyed a look at Strasburg, North Dakota. You had to work so hard for your guns. Do you feel that that made you ultimately appreciate it more than if your dad or your uncle would have just said, oh, here's a gun, enjoy?
Oh, I definitely. It's like that with everything else. The harder you have to work for something, the more difficult it is, whatever you're doing, the greater the pride in accomplishing it.
What's great about garage sales?
You never know what you're going to find there, and sometimes you find some terrific bargains. But it's fun because you never know what you're going to see. Must be a tablecloth, brand new, never been unpacked. Nice pair.
Oh, they look nice on you.
I got this picture frame. It's cool. I think I got it at $1. I think it's really cheap. I would say this is my first time to go to a garage sale. The houses look nice, huh? I got this from the free box. That's cute. We'll have this on display in our place.
Pretty good. You come to Bismarck and you get free stuff.
I have 3 state champion basketball players on my resume.
That you trained?
Yes, that I trained.
And one of them's her son.
Yes. And you said, tell him what you said. Somebody was asking why Jeff was so much better, and you told him because he was going over, wasn't it a college coach or somebody from Mary or something?
So what did my dad do for your son?
Put about 20 pounds on him, I think.
He just gave him a good exercise routine and lifting weights and just all around.
And he made your son, helped your son become a state champion basketball player.
That's correct.
Have they won another championship since then?
No.
That's the last one they won.
Yeah.
I guess they need me on staff.
Yeah.
And you normally train wrestlers, so that's more your thing.
Well, they came over because they wanted to gain weight for football.
Yeah.
Well, they beat all the big schools. Like she said, they beat Bismarck High.
That's okay, you didn't beat us in wrestling, so.
And Travis twice beat your wrestling coach, Jerry Richter, the only guy to beat him. He beat Jerry Richter. When he was a freshman and Richter was a senior, Richter was beating everybody else, all these other seniors. And the one guy he couldn't beat is a freshman from his biggest rival.
They should have used you as the model for this, Dad. You would have made a better model than this guy.
Well, you could have modeled for it too.
Yeah.
Nice little set of dumbbells though.
This brings back memories for me. I actually used to walk home from junior high through this. I used to cut through this cemetery up there, further up the hill. I'd walk there, then I'd walk all the way down there. So I had a lot of good memories walking through this cemetery. It wasn't quite as developed back then. You guys know my cousin Tom that came and visited me in the Philippines a couple times? Well, his dad grew up right here.
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Attention Kmart shoppers, have you got a bargain for
We have a blue light special in aisle 4.
What's it on?
Well, I think it's some nice shorts. So,
hey, workout shorts, I could use some.
You guys take care.
Thanks. You know that guy?
He was just coming out. I was looking at his shirt, and so he read my shirt. I was looking at his shirt, reading his shirt, so he apparently read mine. I don't know him from Adam.
Well, I guess he's a friendly guy.
Yeah.
Well, Imabel, you've been to Walmart. This is Kmart. This is where my parents bought all my clothes when I was a kid, for when I was in elementary school. We didn't have Walmart, anything like that, but Kmart was a lot more popular back then. It's kind of fallen off in recent years. You barely see any. I think they're going out of business.
Oh.
The one here seems thriving though. We're getting in a quick workout here. He's putting me through my paces. This is actually the gym that I worked out in for many years. This is the gym where he works out. It's his gym.
Why this house was built.
That's why this house was built, just so we could have a nice gym to work out in. Because we're champions, we have to, this is what we do. We got to put the work in. That feels good. That's a nice machine.
I'm glad I bought it. Kraft pins down undefeated record.
Oh.
When he won his AAU national title.
You were 44 when this was taken?
I was 44.
How old were you when this one was taken with the girl?
Oh, I was really skinny there. I lost too much weight. I dropped 49 pounds. I was 45.
You're 45 years old.
I went out a week later after I gained 8 pounds back and took some more pictures because I was so skinny in that one. That one there, I think I was 47 on the green motorcycle. That's my old motorcycle, my 400 Yamaha. But that one in the ladder was the youngest. I was 43, and these over here I was 50. And now I'm a lot older and missing some of that muscle. Okay, come on right over here right away. And you do 15. Yeah, and
I'm feeling it in the legs.
You could already do regular squats. You can still feel it a lot in the legs.
Is that good?
Yeah, just think of sitting down on your heels and trying to keep your body up, or fix a spot up on the wall, like maybe where the wall joins the ceiling, and helps to keep your head up so you stay upright. You should feel these in the legs, not the butt. This gives you a nice looking leg as well as a strong leg.
Time for a little post-workout meal. Frozen burrito, probably not the best choice, but people wonder why I love burritos so much. My mom used to buy these things, and I just really got into burritos. We're going to church now with my parents. Imabel, when's the last time you've been to a Catholic church?
A long time ago, because I go to a Christian church.
Then the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
This is the church where me and Mom got married.
These are deviled eggs, and Dad, what do they make these out of?
Hard-boiled eggs and mustard mixed with mayonnaise, and they're great.
Now, I'm looking forward to trying this for the first time. Some deviled eggs. This is good. I'm gonna ask Mom how to make this so I can make this in the Philippines.
You had a choice, did you?
It's a German cake.
Yeah, it's a German cake. Now, what the exact English?
A really sweet German cake.
I don't know.
Like this is blueberry kuchen.
But the German
and it's got a crust
cake,
on it.
Cake.
And then it has a filling.
You're getting to try a lot of new stuff, huh?
I like it too.
Well, I remember when we went to Strasburg and visited his parents, and his mom made kuchen. Your mom made kuchen.
Yeah, my mom made lots of kuchen.
Oh yeah.
Like I say, she made every time.
A lot of kuchen there.
Living in America so far has been very great. I love Bismarck because it's very peaceful, it's very clean. Oh, the people here in Bismarck are very welcoming, very friendly, and I just love that.
We're in Bismarck, North Dakota at KFC. We're gonna enjoy a buffet because my 93-year-old grandfather is treating us for dinner.
Ready for KFC buffet.
If you want good chicken, this is the place to come and get it. And they got the best mashed potatoes and gravy in town, too, besides.
I like this.
Like that food here is always good. I've never eaten anything bad.
You've never eaten anything bad here?
I eat when I eat here. I come here quite often.
Looks good. That's excellent.
This is my first time to have some KFC buffet. Ooh, crisp, delicious.
Do you like living here in Bismarck?
Maybe. I don't know because I have been here about just 1 week.
Oh, you've only been in Bismarck for 1 week?
Yep.
Well, where were you before that?
I'm in Thailand.
Oh, so you just came from Thailand?
Yep, about 1 week.
Well, she's only been here about a week too.
Yeah. Actually, I was studying about English, but my English is not that good.
She's an English teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. You speak well.
No, maybe I can talk with you and you can teach me more.
Sure.
So now I took you to America and you got to see the sights. The little Statue of Liberty, one of our famous landmarks.
Cool.
This is Sakakawea. She guided Lewis and Clark. All on a metal. Imagine some guy making this. The state bird, the medlock. That's the state flag. That is an old car.
Now you know what cars looked like 117 years ago.
And they've never even thought about space travel or space exploration.
You'd look good in that outfit, Val.
It would show anything.
It can go in with your Muslim background.
That old-time machine gun. Look at that old-time machine gun. You want to know what a sod hut like my grandmother? There's one.
Where?
Here's sod huts.
Oh.
Made out of dirt. Houses made out of dirt. Like I said, they didn't have any trees to make log cabins here. They did down in South Dakota, but not here in North Dakota. Both of my grandmothers, when they were little girls, lived in a sod hut. They have dance competitions for Indians and stuff. Those powwows.
Like a festival, huh?
Well, they have different events for a lot of different Indian tribes come in for the powwow.
Only Indians can join that?
Well, they celebrate their
Maybe
heritage.
not. We can tell them you're an Indian and you can
Oh, I can
see if
blend
you
in.
can-
What has been the most remarkable contribution of an Indian American?
Well, and it depends on whose side. Some might say this guy was pretty important. Sitting Bull, he wiped out Custer. Now, that might not have been such a good thing for the white folks, but the Indians considered that a pretty good thing when we were at war with them.
How about in the modern era?
Well, I don't know, you got Billy Mills from South Dakota, won an Olympic gold medal, something that I don't think America
So
had
they
ever
excel.
won before. In fact, I don't know, that might be the only time America's ever won the 10,000 meters in the Olympics.
I would be a farm girl using all this advanced equipment.
This is homesteading, and actually my mother's grandparents, they moved to North Dakota because they were homesteaders, and that's why we own that land.
Ooh. What's this?
Buffalo. A bison, that's what a bison is, or a buffalo.
The
American buffalo. That's like the mascot for the North Dakota State bison.
And this? Ooh! This too is nice. This must be expensive now, huh? Wolf.
See how nice the beaver feels, the beaver
Yeah,
coat?
I think this is best.
Yeah, because it's, you know, water resistant. Those were expensive.
Wow.
Boy, I wouldn't mind having a coat made out of this. The fox is nice too. Hi, hello. You've seen better days, haven't you?
Wow. How do you sleep here? Well, I would fit here.
I'm sure in the wintertime it'd get quite cold in here, but at least this would keep the wind off of you. And of course, during the winter, you'd have to cuddle up to a good woman under a buffalo hide.
What about in the winter when you're living in this place and you got to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom during a blizzard?
If you're wondering what this tall building behind me is, this is the tallest building in all of North Dakota. The state capitol building, it's about 19 floors. And in my last apartment that I lived in, I was on the 19th floor. So it was like living on the top of that. Why don't you tell us about your art here?
This is Chief Joseph. He was a famous Indian chief. They actually brought him through Bismarck in 1877 after they captured him and his people.
How did you draw this and when
Well,
did you
I was taking, this is only my third charcoal drawing that I ever did. I took some drawing classes up at the college, charcoal drawing. It was funny, I thought I was going to learn how to draw with a pencil, and here they gave me this big hunk of chalk and told me to draw pictures, and this is only the third picture I drew. And I'm kind of proud of this because my instructor said if you do a good job and somebody looks at a good charcoal drawing and they stand back 10 feet, it almost looks like a black and white photograph. Well, I had this picture after I finished it in my living room leaning up against the fireplace, and there was a guy in the house one time. I don't remember, it wasn't somebody I really knew. He stopped by and I saw him. He kept looking at the picture and looking at the picture and looking at, finally he says to me, "Is that a photograph?" And that made me feel pretty good because he was like 20 feet away looking at this thing and he couldn't tell if it was a drawing or a photograph. So I thought, I guess I did a pretty good job. This is Travis here, if I remember right.
What a cute baby.
Poor little guy there. And here's some more. Travis's baptism. Justin and Travis. Look at that look on his face. His baby brother there. He don't look happy. And here's me and Travis in bed. Look at that face. These are my bodybuilding pictures. I don't think you guys want to look at these. We can look at these. Yeah. These are my physique albums.
How old were you then?
Oh, well, with the ones with the girl, I was 45. And see, this is what I'm talking about. You don't get to see bodybuilders anymore, hardly ever. They're not photographed outside like this. They're under the regular posing lights in a gym or something. You don't see them under natural lighting like this. You know? Out on my back. The upper lats up there, you can see. My back looked pretty decent there. I'd like to be taller. I'd like to have wider shoulders, bone-wise. Then I could put more muscle on if I had a bigger skeleton. You know what I'm saying? And was shaped right, like Stevie, because I'm not real wide structurally across the shoulders. So I look better in side poses, because at least I can maybe show some thickness more than I can width. That's a structural thing. Here's one that isn't too bad. I think I was 48. Now for good physique photos, you're supposed to have the horizon hit you somewhere between the hips and the knees. You know, and this looks kind of good because this is between the hips and the knees where the horizon is. August 1991, 195 pounds, that's these. Down from 229 pounds. That's these photos here. This is the heaviest I was in any of these photographs. 1991, how old would that make me? 43? Yeah, I think, yeah, age 43, I got it written here. This is at age 43, I weighed 195 pounds, and I came down from 229 pounds. So I lost, what is that? That's 34 pounds I lost before I took these photos, because I was bulked up in the winter.
How did you get so lean?
Well, I went on a low-carb diet, number one. I just wish I had some of that missing muscle. Can you tell that some of that's gone? I had some good years from, say, well, age 43 through about age 47. You know, where probably my peak years, which is when a lot of those photos were taken.
You guys didn't know that I'm also a barber. It's been a while since I've done this though.
Quite a while. On me, I think. He usually gives me a pretty good haircut.
Oh,
He hasn't given me one in a long time.
How did you learn how to cut hair?
I'm self-taught, but you gotta study it and you gotta have the artistic eye. And then the challenge is getting what's in your mind, your vision, to coordinate with your hand. Just like being a painter, you might have a vision in your head of some beautiful painting that you want to paint, but you got to get your brain to send the proper signals and coordinate with the hand to make those. And it does take practice, but definitely hairstyling, what I've always loved about it since I'm an artist, I've always loved and appreciated great hairstyling. Boy, these are dull. Makes it hard. He doesn't have a barbering scissors, which doesn't make the job any easier either. I don't really have the appropriate tools. I'll do the best I can with these tools. You'll be looking better after than before I started. These scissors, it's hard to cut through this hair. I guess your hair is so thick and so strong and so healthy. Like, you can't, it's like Superman's hair. Try to give Superman a haircut.
Oh, Dad is already getting so guapo. More guapo.
I'm getting what?
Getting more handsome. With a haircut.
You don't want to look like an old crazy.
You look younger and more handsome now.
We're pretty much done with what I'm gonna do now. I'm not gonna do the rest until I have a better scissors, because it'd just be a butchering. But these aren't the best clippers, but hopefully he looks better than when I started. You wanna do a turn, Dad? Do a spin? Hopefully you don't look like an old crazy guy or Einstein anymore. Is it an improvement? That's what you can tell me in the comments section.
I'll see after I comb my hair.
Does Dad look better like this?
Yeah.
See, Mom likes it.
Compared to that shot Imabel took of me after my workout.
You looked a little like Nick Nolte's mugshot in that, Dad.
Yeah. Well, I was feeling pretty haggard after the workout. Hard for an old guy like me to keep doing that. It looks like Imabel when she had the Supergirl costume on in those photos, except she's not a blonde. Other than that, look at the face. That's like an anime version of her.
I would love to hang in this library. Wish we had this kind of library in the Philippines when I was growing up. We had a public library, but that was not really as big as this. And what's good about this is you could use the computer and the internet for free as well, as long as you have a library card or a valid ID here. I'm just impressed. This is a very good place to hang, I guess.
It's interesting. You never know what you're going to find in a library. I like to just look around and see books that they have on display, and every now and then I find something that just jumps off the shelf at you.
They have all these books here about explorers, and like these guys, I consider myself an explorer and some of these guys inspire me. But unlike some of these legends, I actually get to video my explorations for you guys and share them with you. Hopefully you appreciate it. And here's the Bismarck Civic Center. I won a state championship in wrestling there, high school state championship. So this is Kirkwood Mall, the main mall here in Bismarck. When I was in high school, this was the main place to be. But now with 2 super Walmarts in town, it's like there's hardly anyone in here. Now sure, we are in here during the daytime when most people would be working, but I think there's 2 super Walmarts kind of put the kibosh on this mall.
Is Target like Walmart?
Target is a competitor to Walmart, but I would say it's nicer. They both have their place, but Target's a little bit higher end. The Oriental girl found an Oriental style jacket there.
Yeah, and it's extra small.
They even have the palm trees like you're back in your home country. This jacket is extra small and it almost looks a little big on her. Now you know American sizes.
I have to like do it.
And here I could get a t-shirt of one of Imabel's favorite shows. They have Golden Girls shirts. Men's shirts of the Golden Girls. It must be meant to be funny though, because what kind of man would wear a Golden Girls shirt? This is Hot Topic, one of my favorite stores always. Been a long time since I've been in one of these.
Where will I wear it?
Wherever you wear dresses, it's nice. So now we'll check out some of my wrestling awards. This is just some. I wasn't too bad of a wrestler, was I, Dad?
No, not too bad. Won a few matches here and there.
I won the high school state wrestling championships in North Dakota 3 times. I've won the state championships in Greco and freestyle so many times I can't even count. But I think that the more important ones are the high school state championships. What's this, Dad?
That's Triple Crown, as is that other one.
And what does that mean?
State championships in 3 styles, Greco, freestyle, and the high school, which is folk style. The high school is folk style.
What do you think are some of my greatest accomplishments in wrestling?
Well, you won the AAU Nationals. There's your plaque for that. And you made All-American like here.
I made All-American several times.
Yeah, in more than one style. Here's in 3 styles. Then you've got 2 freestyle and 3 Greco ones here.
And this is pretty interesting. This is actually a self-portrait I did in art class when I was 17 years old at Bismarck High School. This was kind of projecting my future. You know, I didn't achieve everything I wanted to, but I didn't do too bad. If you go look there, see, I have starred in a theatrically released movie, even if that was in the Philippines, but I've done a lot of good stuff I'm proud of. So let's see what's in this box. I think I know what's in this box. That was kind of not on display. These other awards are a lot more prestigious than this thing. This is actually the first time I've actually seen this. I guess this is my silver play button from YouTube, and I met a YouTuber that became very popular. He was on the rise. And he said, oh, you got your silver play button. I got mine before he got his. And he said, I think that that's the best thing that someone can accomplish in life. And I thought, oh, geez, this is nothing compared to all this other stuff. All this other stuff I'm so much more proud of. This is really hard to do. This is something that's a lot more rare than one of these silly YouTube play buttons. To me, life's not about this. Not just anyone can do this. Getting 100,000 people to press a button on the internet, that's a lot easier than doing something like what it takes to get this, all the hours and years of hard work and sweat, and just all the work that goes into it. It's really special to be able to do something like this. But I suppose to all you guys that subscribe, I'm not trying to belittle you, thank you. But now you know, I've done things a lot more prestigious and hard to do than getting something like this.
Like I said, it's like that saying I got written right down there. I wrote it down, Roosevelt. You know, the guys that criticize you, but the glory goes to the guy that's actually in the arena. It's easy to sit in the stands and say, oh, you should. No, that's a coach's job to tell you what you did wrong. But these guys, like maybe they don't even wrestle. Yeah, you should have beat that guy. You really screwed up there. Okay, let's see you do better. You know what I mean? The guy that's actually out there, you know, you're criticizing him. Like that saying goes, giants trip and stumble. Giants trip and stumble and fall. Only worms crawl on their bellies. They don't trip and fall because worms crawl around on the belly. That guy's a worm criticizing a giant because the giant tripped. Just hope that giant don't land on you and squash you. You know what I mean? Because you're just a worm.
Right.
Now that's what I'm saying. Who's the worm to criticize the giant? You know, things don't always go right. And when as you go up in level too, and you go, whatever your sport is, it could be track, gymnastics, as you go up that pyramid to tougher and tougher level, just about everybody gets beat at some time because nobody's perfect. I mean, even Dan Gable got beat a couple of times in his career. You know, a few times. I think he lost 6 matches in his life. You know, God, can you imagine being a guy that could claim you beat Dan Gable if you were one of the few that did it? I beat Dan Gable? That'd be quite of a neat thing to say.
Strawberry jam. Mom gave me the recipe.
Looks pretty good.
It has to sit out for 24 hours and then we put it in the freezer. It's called freezer jam.
Kisses for when I am not here.
But you are here.
Today, but no, I go down there. You think I want to get up at 5 and go out and run tomorrow? I'm not a runner. That's a lot of hard work for me because I'm not really a runner. Not a distance runner anyway, so I got to get up and for the first time run a mile, I got to add on another half a lap and be up to my full distance. But I do what I got to do. Do you think other people are going to give up that strawberry jam, that ice cream you guys are eating? But I know I can have that in the wintertime. I give up a lot of bread. I love bread, but it makes me fat, so I give up most of it in the summertime. I have some, depending on how I'm doing. I got another month to get down to reach my goal. I need to drop one more hole in my lifting belt. That's my goal, get my waist small enough to fit my tightest hole. And I think I'll make it with a month. And I've been eating a lot because you guys being home. We go out to eat, so I eat more than normal. You know, but I'm still sticking to the diet pretty much. And you know, and I'm getting older. It don't get any easier every year either. You know, including the running. You know, but I'm hanging on. I want to be mobile for Erin. I want to be a grandpa that's still. I might be old in actual years. If she tells somebody how old her grandpa is, geez, he's an old guy. But physically, I want to be more like a younger guy because I'd like to be able to do things with her. Maybe she'd like to go to the swimming pool. I'd like to go swimming with her. Or what, like when we went out to the beach, I don't want to be like my dad walking with a walker, help me out of the chair. I'd like to be able to pick her up in my arms like I did you, you know, and hold her. Hey, I might be grandpa, but I can still lift you. You know, as long as she don't weigh as much as mom. I could probably still lift mom. I used to lift mom overhead, but she's heavier and I'm not near as strong as I used to be. But when we were young, I did.
I love guns, God, and liberty. I guess I fit in here in America, huh?
When I had a scope put on this rifle by a gunsmith in Dickinson, he said, that rifle barrel has got the best steel in it of any gun he has ever worked on in all his life. He said the rifle is like new, and it said countless thousands and thousands of rounds. See that hole? That's a hollow point. That means that lead spreads wide open when it hits something. Used to shoot short hollow points for gophers, because that really killed them. I'm loaded now. I hit it.
Wow.
You don't jerk it, you squeeze it, see? So that you don't move. Anytime you think you're ready to shoot, go put a shell in it. Lift this up, way up, high as it'll go. Now, okay, now pull it back.
That one?
More, you gotta pull hard. There. You're not as steady pulling with this as you are here, okay?
Okay.
See, what's difficult for you is this stock is too long for you. See, you can't get your shoulder behind you. You got to have it underneath or on top of it, and that's not a very good position. Here. How's that? Is that better? You get it there so you ain't rubbing on this metal here.
Sit on that again. Get comfortable on that. If you have to adjust the box, adjust it. Get so you're comfortable sitting. Because now you're high enough.
You got to be comfortable.
You got to
can't shoot well if you're not comfortable.
Put another shell in the barrel. Let out. Okay, there you go. Shove another one in there.
All right.
Boy. You know, I think she shot clean through it.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah!
She knocked it off. She knocked it off. That shows you how your grandpa can shoot. He's dead center in the bullseye. Here's Dad's shot in the center, and here's hers, right next to Dad's. She almost shot as good as you did. Her shell's in the red right next to you.
He ain't gonna get any better than
right in this corner.
I hit the bullseye.
I thought she hit the cardboard but missed the target, but she's in the bullseye.
Good.
Now you believe I used to shoot houseflies with that rifle?
Wow.
I did, and that's a pretty small target.
Well, he's the expert. I'm so blessed because I got an expert to teach me, and this is my first time to do this rifle shooting.
If I was a betting man and somebody was around to willing to take me up, I'd have bet him $100 against a rotten egg that you wouldn't hit that bullseye.
And that's on one shot. Look at this. A dime doesn't quite cover it, but a penny does.
Yeah.
That bullseye is the size of a penny.
Hey! Wow. Now you did really well. Very How do you like that? She hit it offhand.
Freehand, man.
This isn't fair. She's had all this practice and this is my first shot.
The pressure's on now.
I know. First shot and I got it. First shot and I hit it.
You can shoot it laying down. I don't have to stand up. See if you can roll it further away.
I hit it again. Second shot.
On the right-hand side of middle because it turned it. The right side went back.
I make 100% of the shots I take. I'm at 100%.
Did he do that with his camera too?
That's how you do it. Yeah. Now you know why I'm such a good photographer. I don't need a second take. I don't need a second take when I do photos, just like I don't need a second shot when I'm aiming.
There's anyone standing up out there. I don't know if you can knock it over because it's probably
you gotta realize what you're shooting.
It's an empty can. You might shoot through it and not knock it over.
You're shooting the best rifle in the state.
I'm shooting the best rifle in the state. Oh, come on. It's not the machine, it's the guy using the machine, Grandpa.
And I mean, it's going to shoot where you point it.
I hit it. I hit it. I hit it.
See, the bullets go through those aluminum cans so easy they don't even knock them over.
That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. I hit it. I hit it. I hit it. So 4 for 4. I'm 100%.
I heard it. It hit.
That's how you do it. You don't have your reading glasses, huh?
Well, no, I just gotta get my face the right. Well, like
nice. You hit it. You hit it.
Just as I squeezed the trigger, the scope went black. I got it. So I didn't see where I hit.
You got it.
You got
that one I hit.
Yeah.
But see how my hand is? I'm not grabbing the rifle. I'm just resting it on my hand. I'm steadier that way.
Gary, what? You hit it below middle, and you hit it almost dead center, left and right.
Hit it again.
Yep. Nice job.
Little there, the most you got is the black.
Like this?
Yeah, well, no, I'm working backwards now.
Oh.
See, you got a little yellow, little yellow, little yellow, little orange, a little orange, a little orange. You got a little green all over the place. And that makes it difficult. You got 1,500 pieces to select a piece out of those same colors.
Thank you. Travis picked this for me.
With her, you know, she liked, you know, red and black, orange and black combinations.
I was wearing Grandma Adeline's coat, the red one that Aunt Alex gave her. When it was cold, I was wearing it. I like it. I like the color too. What do we want?
Buffet.
Buffets, 4 of them?
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Europe, from Serbia, Belgrade.
Serbia?
Yeah.
Oh. How long have you lived in Bismarck?
I came 2015 first time, and then I came 2016, and I met one girlfriend, and I decided to stay.
Travis, which one is 8 cents?
She's new to this country too. She doesn't know the money.
I'm not sure which one would be 8 cents.
What about here, sir? You're from here?
Yeah, originally. This is her second week in the United States.
I'm from the Philippines.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Do you like UFC?
I like Bismarck.
Okay.
He likes Bismarck. I'm very glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's a really nice town. Really nice place.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
Thank you.
I'm loving it. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Where are you from?
Thailand.
Thailand. There's another girl from Thailand. You know there.
Cute, my friend. Yes. Oh wow.
Very cool. How long have you been in Bismarck?
Half month.
You've been here a half month?
Yeah.
Her too?
Yep.
Her too. She's only been here for a half month too.
I'm from the Philippines. Yeah, I want to go to Cebu.
Cebu.
Yeah. How is it? You want to go there? Yeah. We have Cebu here again.
I got my chow.
And this is probably as good a chicken as you can get. Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's about as good a chicken as you can get.
Every time they pass Mexican gun control walls, all they're doing is helping the criminals out and taking some of the rights of a citizen away, which is absolutely the total wrong thing to do. And some people can't seem to understand that. I cannot see why.
I had a great time.
Well, you had a new experience.
Bye, Grandpa.
Okay, good night.
See, he's in an upbeat mood because he had a good time tonight. This whole afternoon, That was a lot of fun for him. It relieves so much stress in him to be able to talk about this stuff and do this stuff. You can just see how good this is for him. He's gonna miss you guys when you're gone. He's gonna miss you, Imabel, not being able to explain all this stuff to you. Hopefully you'll get to spend more time because you may never see him alive again for all you know. But yeah, you've got Grandpa in a very good mood. He's gonna go to bed tonight, a happy man. He had a good day. And I think he's looking forward to that. Yeah, I'll go over there. You guys will be over there while I clean the gun. He'll have somebody to talk to while he cleans the gun. Try it on and make sure it fits, I told her.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
Oh man.
That looks good though.
I love the way your hair hangs.
It's not gonna fall.
Turn around. I saw that dress hanging on the rack among all them other dresses. That one just jumped out at me like that would be perfect for her. Look at how nice her black hair looks hanging down over her long. Looks really nice. Boy, you look good from the back. I see all that black hair hanging down over
Thank you, Dad.
That black hair hanging down over that bare back. Just looks great.
Oh yeah.
It's my kind of girl.
Grandpa, look!
Holy smokes. I like that dress.
Well, I got this very beautiful dress and I'm so thankful to Grandpa and Dad. They got this for me.
This is called a bolt action rifle because this up here is the bolt. The action is done by hand with a bolt. That's why it's called bolt action. Okay, this is called the stock here. This part up in the front is called the forearm. The back part here is called the butt, and this is called the butt plate. You put the bullet into the gun chamber. That's what's called the chamber. The front end of the rifle is called the muzzle. This is a bead sight. It's an iron sight. And of course, here's the back side for the bead sight, you know, but you have a scope on there now. So this gun was built before there were ever scopes. This is an important job, is cleaning a gun. They've got to be clean.
Okay.
Okay, that's better.
It's a little tight.
Hey,
but...
easy, take it slow.
Okay.
Now you see?
You got a lot of crud in there.
Yeah, see? Now that loosened up the crud, see?
Yeah.
The black stuff. Got to be perfectly clean. No crud. So deteriorate the barrel, and once you deteriorate the barrel, then it doesn't shoot straight anymore. You know, shoot one bullet this way and one shoot a different way, you know, the bullet will end up someplace else.
This is a lot of hard work.
That's not hard work.
It's not?
It just takes time to do a good job, which
Yeah.
it usually does no matter what you're doing.
Well, that's
true. You got to put in the proper amount of time to do the job.
Oh, I back trouble. There you go. And then I just slide on. You have back trouble? Oh, sure. Low back? Yeah. See, that's my specialty. Lumbar area. That's my specialty. Backs and sciatica.
This is my old car.
They'll clip your spoiler in here. Here are the holes here.
Yeah.
But I bought you a new, and that was like $485 just for the part, and they got to paint it and put it on.
That's the old spoiler.
It's like 50 pounds.
And so that's what he's going to have put on the back.
So we're roasting some hot dogs. Dad's having friends over. We're having a good time.
My favorite main course is hot dogs burnt over an open fire.
Easy now. You're bigger than me, but Gary's bigger than both of us, so he'll help.
He'll help me. He's competing against like Pete Brutus and those 19-year-old kids. And my mom told me afterwards she thought about that when I was up there. that I had been lifting weights longer than those other guys had been alive, the guys I was competing against. I didn't even put my age down on the thing because I was the oldest guy in the contest.
You were 38 in that first contest?
That contest was North Dakota Bodybuilding Championship, 86. Like I said, I'm up against these 19-year-old kids. I didn't know Mom and Dad were there, but later Mom told me that. She was thinking when I was up on stage that I had been lifting weights longer than those other guys had been alive, and I had to think about that, but that was true.
And you still beat them.
By the train bridge, and I was actually in the water just a few inches. Not only do I look halfway decent, the scenery is good, and it's a little different. This is age 48. I was 44.
Real men wear pink.
Yes. Well, like I used to tell Travis, to wrestle in a pink singlet, you better win. Not anybody can wrestle. You know, if you go out there in a pink singlet, you don't want to lose. But if you go out there in pink and can win, then you got to be a stud.
When I started at Third Speed Gym, I wore a pink sweatshirt. Kind of fuchsia pink.
Yeah. Elvis wore pink.
You got a lot of grief for that.
Elvis wore, I think, a pink
No, not
suit.
really. Pat Branson's a good friend of mine, and he was on steroids.
Now, here's some more in the
He
water.
came up and said, it takes a lot of guts to wear one of them. I said, yeah, now that I'm bigger, it's easy, but when I was smaller, I wouldn't have wore it.
So now I'm gonna try some other venison sausage. My grandfather did kill this deer, but he did not personally make this. Someone else made it, so it's a little different recipe. It's still excellent, but it's not quite as spicy as my grandfather's recipe. I like my grandpa's recipe better, but this is still really good. I'll never complain anytime I'm eating venison sausage like this.
So now I'm so excited because Dad is gonna take me around with his motorcycle.
There was a lady lived in my town.
Oh, it's cool.
When you get wet, this breeze, when you have wet skin, is really cool.
Gotta decide to run or hide, and if so, where will I do the hiding? Dreams of escape, hope versus fate, in a grudge match to the bitter end.
Now see that house over there? That's Custer's house. And that's where General Custer lived when he was out here. And he went out to the Little Bighorn and got outsmarted by Sitting Bull, and we call it a massacre, but the Indians outsmarted him. This United States military post was established as Fort McKean, June 14th, 1872. Come on up here. This is the guardhouse. You know, because you had Indians out here, and they didn't like us coming out here, basically stealing their land. Soldiers can shoot out here. The fort is attacked. And the rifles weren't like the ones you got. They were those breech loaders. They weren't like the rifles we have today. But see how far you can see from up here? Miles. Can you imagine living out here in the wintertime especially? Oh man, they had a rough life up there. Because they had campfires, so they got a hole in the roof here for the smoke to get out.
You're as good looking as when you were in 4th grade.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
God, you don't age.
She was a radio host in the Philippines.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, good for you.
This is like her second week in the United States.
English is very good.
Thank you.
Pretty good considering she's only been in this country for a couple of weeks. She's a fast learner.
Thank you.
Well, you've been gone for quite a while.
I left the United States in 2012.
Yeah.
And this is my first time back in the U.S., so I'm very happy to be back.
Well, I'm very proud of you.
been a long time since I've driven my Trans Am. I love this car. I've had this for quite a few years, but my parents keep it for me. And this is a 1986 Trans Am, a really great year. Love this body style, really unique. It's a shame that they don't make these cars anymore because they don't even make Pontiacs at all. There was a guy that just went by me in a truck. He looked over at me, gave me a smile and a nod, so I guess he likes the car. This is a beautiful car though. It still drives really, really nice. I haven't driven it in years, but it's like being with an old friend again. Whoever designed these really did a great job of giving it a beautiful look.
My dad was a self-educated man. He's educated, very intelligent man. And he learned the English language, of course, and he learned to read the English and so on and so forth. In fact, when we were home, when we kids, we had to speak English at home because if Dad caught us talking German, we'd liable to get slapped behind the ears. He said, we're Americans now, English is our language, we speak English. And of course, my mother had to learn English too, but she was born in this country. So Dad could already speak two languages. He spoke German and he spoke Russian. And now he had to learn the third one, English. He learned English, and he'd read and read and read and read. He self-educated himself. Oh, man.
That's another picture frame. 3 generations of the crafts.
There could be one more if you guys had a kid.
By God's grace, and that's us.
Oh, that looks nice. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm glad you guys could come. I will probably never see you again. I'm too old. I can't last too much longer. My letter I got from the doctor this morning, this is the first time he ever did this. On the bottom he wrote, "Excellent, Alex." You know, excellent. Hey, that's all he wrote on the bottom. Well, that's good enough for me. I could throw that in the wastebasket and feel good about it, right? So my health, I guess, is still pretty good. But I know I've gone down quite a bit the last year, especially when it comes to my walking ability. Mm-hmm. I can tell my back hurts worse quicker now than it used to. It's a little more difficult walking this year as it was last year. And that's old age kicking in. I don't know how long I'm going to be around. You guys may never remember, I might be dead. I don't expect you guys to come to my funeral from all the way over there. Don't feel bad about it if I kick the bucket that you're not coming to the funeral. It's too expensive. You know, to make that kind of a trip. It's expensive enough when people have to come from 500-600 miles away. You know, but so don't feel bad about that, because that's too much to expect, and I do not expect it.
But remember that we love you, Grandpa.
Well, I'm so glad you could come too, otherwise we wouldn't have got to know you. You're welcome to the family, and so I'm glad you guys could get to come and we could spend some time with you. You can never spend too much time with family. You just can't. It's not in the cards. So I'm glad I had this opportunity to meet you and get to know you some. I'm glad you like shooting the 22.
Yes.
Now you can go home and brag you hit that bullseye. The size of a penny, be sure you stress that, at 25 yards. That's pretty darn hard for an expert to do.
Wow.
And you did it with your first shot on there, so that was like you were an expert.
Because you're my teacher.
Well, I've done my share of it. I'm still usually the best shot out there when we're hunting with the shotgun or with the rifle, but I'm not near as good as I used to be because their old age kicked in too. My reactions aren't as quick, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, and that makes a big difference.
Well, maybe next time I could use your rifle to shoot when I come back, by God's grace.
Maybe next time we give you the shotgun. Ah.
Can I say a prayer with you before we go?
Oh, certainly.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this priceless blessing, for me and Travis to be able to spend time with Grandpa, and for me to meet Grandpa in person and to spend time with him.
Well, like I say, I'm glad you came so that we could spend some time together and get to know you. It's late in my life, we can't change that. So we do the best we can do.
Thank you for blessing Grandpa with good health, even though he's already 92 years old. And Lord, if it is your will for Grandpa to spend more time with us and and with our future son or daughter, we'll be thankful for that, Lord. But now I'm just so happy that we're able to spend time with you. I'm crying, sorry.
I would like to have you people keep me posted about what happens in your lives when something, you know, important happens. I would like to know about it and so on. We always do. We wish you well. I'll be praying for you guys every day, which I do anyhow.
Yeah, God has a very special reason why you're still here. And part of his special reason is for us to spend time with you. And if it's God's will, you'll still be able to meet your great-grandchild from us, then that will be great.
I was thinking God made a mistake. He was supposed to take me before Adeline went. A woman is much more capable of living by herself than a man is, you know, and most of the time the men die first anyhow. They're usually a few years older than their wives and so on. And I didn't figure I would live longer than Adeline did. But like I said before, it's a miracle that she lived as long as she did with her medical history.
Right.
It's nothing short of a miracle. Absolutely, in my mind, I'm convinced of that too. And she was too.
Right.
Her Saint Jude that she always prayed to always came through for her. It always came through for her.
Yeah.
So now she is in her everlasting home.
Amen.
And maybe she can help me get there.
She just left us ahead. We're all going home. And
well, you have to die in order to live forever.
Yes. God bless you with long, healthy, godly life.
Have a good trip back.
We love you, Grandpa. God bless.
We'll see you.
Okay, guys.
Love you. Thank you for everything.
You know, you were asking the other day what her #1 quality is, and it's probably what I would call the #1 quality in any woman, especially if she's your woman, that she has. And that's, you could argue, it's actually two things. It's her willingness to accept love and affection, and the other flip side of that is her willingness to give love and affection. If you don't have that, a lot of the other stuff doesn't matter, does it?
What did you enjoy on this trip with Isabel?
Her company, just her, like I said, her presence, her generosity, her giving, all the stuff she does for you, let me see what all she does for you.
Thank
you got to come.
Same
I'm really
here.
glad you got to come.
Thank you for making it possible.
Yeah, it was worth it to see all the good effect you had on Grandpa. He needed that. Even last night when you guys talked to him when we dropped him off, I was sitting in the car waiting, letting you guys say goodbye. He needs all that. He needs those hugs too, because he doesn't have Grandma now to give him any hugs.
We'll be back soon.
Okay.
I would say this is one of the great milestones in my life.
Imabel is very fortunate because I think every person that she met in Bismarck, for the most part, was a good person, was a nice person. So you must have a pretty good impression of Bismarck.
Yes, the people are very friendly, they're very nice, they're very accommodating, and I just love it.
Welcome to Minneapolis, Minnesota, Isabel. I hope you enjoy your stay here. It's pretty nice that they have these iPads for us. What do you think of the airport here in Minneapolis?
It's very comfortable and it's cool that we have this and I could use the Wi-Fi. I think it's good. While waiting, I could relax.
The mechanics did say that there's a chance that we'd be looking for another airplane.
We're gonna deplane everybody.
So we had to deplane. We're in a hurry to get where we're going, but can't do anything about these situations. Now because of the delay on Delta, we're eating at the most expensive Burger King I've ever been to. We just found out our Delta flight is delayed for more than 5 hours, and this is really throwing a monkey wrench into our travel plans. So they are giving people drinks and snacks, which is nice.
Inside because the heat wave has arrived. My box fan, it just won't.
They're beautiful. It's my first time to see a mountain with snow on it.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime sight for Isabel. Other than the delay, I would say that flight went really well. Now we know we're in Los Angeles. So this is Joey. He just picked us up at the airport and took us out for Brazilian. You might remember we met up with him in Manila before.
Yeah.
And you've been watching my videos for a long time.
For a lot of years.
He's also supported me for a long time on Patreon.
Absolutely.
What did you like about my videos?
Because with being a Filipino American and not being in the Philippines a lot, I get to learn more about the Philippines as educational through your videos, because you always talk about it, and not just typical tourist places, but what the culture's like, what the people are like from an American perspective. And so I think I learned more about my culture through you as an educational watching your YouTube. So because I mean, from an American perspective, I mean, we're very diverse here, and I do have Filipino friends here, but I think I get to learn more about the Philippines, literally, honestly God, by watching your videos. And you're like in the streets, in the core, in the trenches of the community, so that's how I got to learn.
Well, we're very happy that you've been supporting us and enjoying our videos, and we're happy that you could learn a little something from us and be entertained.
You guys are my teachers. You and Isabel are my teachers of Philippine culture, you know, being born and raised here. So I would love to be there more often, but I get to learn from you guys, so thank you for that. And now you guys are here in my turf in the US. This is awesome.
Exactly.
Or your turf, but
soon to be hers.
Soon to be hers. Yay! So cool.
Isabel, you're in Hollywood. Is Hollywood everything that you thought it would be so far?
No, I didn't really know what I would see in Hollywood anyways.
And we are turning left on the famous Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh yeah, this is like the right here, Hollywood and Highland.
All of these sidewalks, both left and right, are filled with stars. Here's the famous El Capitan Theater, which is owned by Disney. Years ago, I did the original premiere for Beauty and the Beast here at this El Capitan. So they all have Disney movies in here. And then here's the big Dolby, which used to be the Kodak Theater where the Academy Awards is at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is where they hold the Academy Awards.
This whole street for the party, and then the red carpet goes way up those steps there. Do you see that? To go into the theater.
Cool.
And there's a bum sleeping on the stars there.
I'm looking for my star.
Hey gang, today is actually my birthday, and I'm celebrating it in China.
Yeah, goodbye.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's have a safe trip back. Dude, take a picture of this. Would be like this? No.
Alright. Thank you. Alright, Travis, thanks. We're flying on China Southern Airlines, and as usual with this airline, our flight was delayed.
My trip to America has been very awesome. And I'm so thankful for my family and the people I met, the friends I made, for making it really fun and remarkable. I don't feel it that way.
The flight attendant just carelessly threw my bag down hard with all my fragile camera equipment in it. Hopefully nothing's broken. Imabel's exchanging money, but I found some local currency already in my wallet. I had this for probably over 10 years now. We'll see you. Okay. I don't normally think much of Holiday Inns, but this one appears to be pretty nice, at least judging by the lobby so far. Okay, come on in. Oh, wow. This is pretty nice. They have a balcony here, so let's check out the view. It's nighttime, so you can't really see a lot. So here's the daytime view now that we can see it. Foggy out here this morning. They have a lot of Chinese food at this breakfast buffet, but they got an omelet, bacon, sausage, chicken, just stuff that I'm mostly familiar with. I might have some Chinese food later.
All day, anywhere we go is free? Yeah. Okay, see, that's cool.
Wow, that's really something. Free metro train rides.
Thank you, Scarlett. See you later.
So they gave us free rides, free tickets to the metro to get around. That's amazing. This is John. Okay. He actually works for the hotel, but we roped him into being our tour guide for the day.
How are you? He's free. Before going to work, he's joining us.
Pretty nice train.
There's no one iller than my bro, the silverback gorilla. Listens to Silverchair, me J Dilla, Master Shredder, Master Splinter, sharing stew in the harshest winters, bunk beds and shin splinters.
This is Guangzhou, China, established 214 BC, and that makes it the oldest city I've ever been to. You can rent these bicycles very cheaply. All you need is the app. I like how a lot of the buildings around here look interesting, like this place. You just get on a boat here. It looks like a temple though. So this is our ride for the day. So this is what the passenger area looks like here. Not too bad. This boat is really nice when you take into account the price, which was only 2 RMB. One of the things that I really love about this city is the architecture. All these buildings are just really interesting looking. Even the really old ones, they really have a lot of character to them. This is the mansion of General Sun Yat-sen, who's this guy right here. We got a green light, but the cars don't stop for the pedestrians, I guess. This place is a remembrance of some of the people that fought in one of the world wars.
Chinese pledge of loyalty.
This is Beijing Road, one of the main areas, one of the best places for shopping, so we're told. So this is spicy frog. My first Chinese food here in China on this trip. If you were curious as to what the bathrooms look like in China, that's it. A hole in the floor. Merry Christmas, guys! Coming to a city like this, it could be very difficult because it's huge, you wouldn't know where to begin, and if you don't speak the language like us, it could be such a difficult time, but we had such a pleasant time because you need a guy like this, a local tour guide. So thank you so much, John. We appreciated it.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Next time.
Okay.
Travis.
Yeah.
Come up.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
What did I wish for? It's a secret! So last year, Imabel actually surprised me on my birthday by getting a hotel room, and we did a staycation. We got a hotel not too far from where we live, and we just kind of stayed in a hotel and relaxed. But she said to me last year, she said, next year, I think we're gonna spend your birthday on a vacation out of the country. Well, that came true. So everything has been a blessing, and I'm just so grateful and happy about it.
I'm so thankful to meet this new friend of ours. He's so nice.
Okay.
He's a very good Chinese guy.
So even though we hit a few minor bumps in the road, it's kind of sad coming back to the Philippines because the past month has been the happiest times we've ever had. We've just enjoyed ourselves so much on the past trip, and we actually didn't want to come back. However, we have a few professional commitments to fulfill, and then after that, we're free to move and go about as we please. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
Let's get back to bed. Si Kuya. He said, should we transfer to another cab because it's
just a problem of my...
So we're not in the Philippines for 5 minutes, and the cab driver pulls the old meter is broken scheme. What a fine welcome back. Welcome home, Imabel. Be sure to check out all our continuing adventures right here on this channel, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss all the new videos.